Well, hey everybody. This weekend I took my son to the first ever Sim Racing Expo in Charlotte, North Carolina. He is very big into sim racing. He actually works for one of the big sim racing online operations out there. Well, he wanted to go check it out, so we went up there to Charlotte and hung out for the day. On day two, saw some very interesting tech, but one thing that blew me away was running into a man named Dave Bell. Now, he works for Operation Motorsport. And this video is a little different. This is not really about technology, but if you know a veteran in your life that is struggling with mental health or anything else after transitioning back in America or Canada, and they might need a little help and don't even know how to ask for it, Operation Motorsport is a very good program to look into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play an interview I had with Dave Bell. He's talking about Operation Motorsport. And if you know a veteran, please forward this to them and see if they'd be interested in it. I think it's a really good program. It's something to get them engaged and transition back to normal life. But check out the video, and again, please share with a veteran you know and see if they'd be interested. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dave Bell. I'm a retired major from the Oklahoma Army National Guard. I did that for 16 years. I did 6 years in the Marine Corps. And I want to tell you about Operation Motorsport and what we do to help work with veterans who may be struggling or who may need a little bit of extra help in their life. So Operation Motorsport is a charity organization that we understood, kind of found the link that the same type of people who get into motorsports are the same type of people who get into the military. We're looking to do some work on a team. We're looking to be part of something that we can work towards. And we really have that identity of somebody who wants to strive for something better, something bigger. And so our founders, Tiffany and Diesel Loader, they found out that after Diesel left service in the Canadian Army, that he was really missing something in his life. And they started working in motorsports, and he saw that really fixed and filled some of the problems that he was having in his life. And so they took that idea and developed it into Operation Motorsport. So we have two separate programs that we use to help veterans recover. The first is our diversionary therapy program. In our diversionary therapy program, we have an iRacing league and a Discord group where we all get together. We have a common place that we can come and talk, and we can have discussions about anything. We can help our fellow brothers and sisters get their VA ratings to where they need to be. If they're US veterans, if they're Canadian veterans, we help them get their VAC ratings so that they're getting the help from the government that they earned through the service that they gave our nation. Everyone says that your paycheck is your prize. That's not true. You paid for you've paid for our freedom with your body, with your mind, and you deserve these things. And here at Operation Motorsport, we help you get those things. We help you get what you deserve. So in our diversionary program, we have several different categories of racers. We get together, and every other Tuesday we have an official race. And then on Saturdays we have kind of a silly race. We have things like the Lucas four-wheel drive truck on the Nürburgring, or we have Volkswagen Beetles on the mountain climb. Just something silly, something that no one has to really think about, and we can all just get together and laugh. We have our next season coming up will be season 13, and that season we'll be doing GT3 cars at many of Europe's favorite tracks. So we're really looking forward to that. And you don't have to be a veteran to join our iRacing league. We have open class for anyone who's just wants to support the veterans, and we'd love to have you guys along for that. But the whole goal is that we have a fun environment where we can hang out together, we can build each other up, and we can help people through whatever struggles they might be having, all while gathering together over motorsports that we all love. So the next program we have is our immersion program. And in the immersion program, we reach out to race teams across the paddock in various series. We have teams in IMSA, teams in SRO, teams at FEL in Canada, and teams at NASCAR Canada. And we reach out to teams, and we'll work with the team's pit crew to place a veteran beneficiary with that team's pit crew. And they'll spend 2 seasons working with that team. They fly out to the races, are assigned a job on the pit crew, they're trained how to do it, and they work in and on that team as part of the team so that they can regain some of the feelings of teamwork, some of the feelings of camaraderie that we lost when we left the service. Now, I'm sure you're sitting there asking me, well, Dave, that's a lot of money. How much is that going to cost me to be involved in your program? And to you, I say, for the veteran, the immersion program is 100% free. The organization, Operation Motorsport, we pay for your travel and we pay for your food while you're traveling. Then when you show up at the racetrack, the race team provides you food and lodging and uniforms and all the tools and anything that you would need while you're with the team. So there's nothing out of pocket for the veteran while they're traveling to do this. Your focus is to go rebuild your sense of teamwork, rebuild your identity, regain the purpose that you lost in your life when you left the service. And so you'll spend two years, 2 racing seasons on that, on that team.
Sorry.
So now, I do have to say that this is not a jobs program. This is a therapy program. The thing is that most of our veterans, we had a man in a weird hat yell at us for a very long time, and so we developed certain skills of fortitude and working until the job is done, and being willing to be flexible, and understanding that sometimes you have to lift heavy things and it's hot outside. And so our work ethic often lends us well to being invited back to a team after our 2 years is done. But that's not the focus. The focus is to, like I said, rebuild that team identity and purpose that you lost whenever you left the military. And then the final thing that we do, kind of the culminating event of a beneficiary's time with Operation Motorsport, is the Veterans Race of Remembrance at Virginia International Raceway. Every Veterans Day weekend, we get together as a group and we run a 12-hour multi-class endurance race at VIR. The teams at VIR are this car here, this BMW F82 GT4 car was the U.S. team at the 2025 Veterans Race of Remembrance. This is the race-winning car. This car led pretty much every lap of 12 hours of racing at VIR. It was entirely crewed by veterans. The fuel handlers were veterans. The tire guys were veterans. The crew chief was a guy who looked an awful lot like me. And you'll notice on the door sill there, Paul Sparta, CJ Moses, Kevin Boehm were our drivers. Paul and CJ are both veterans themselves, and Kevin Boehm has been one of our greatest supporters of the program since we began. And our goal is you've spent the time learning the trade, and now we and we race against each other all season long at our various teams. But when we get to Veterans Race of Remembrance, we race together. And you'll notice on the hood here, we have on the hood of our cars, both U.S. cars and Canada livery cars have a list of service members' names who have come before us. They could be our fathers and mothers, our grandparents, aunts and uncles, anyone who served, anyone who is currently serving, and anyone who served but who may have made the ultimate sacrifice, or who may have gotten into the place where they make the ultimate decision to solve a temporary problem, if I could put it like that. And we want to honor their memory, we want to honor their sacrifice, we want to honor their service, and we do that by, we lived together in the service, we worked together in the service, and now we race together, and we put your name on the car so that you're with us, whether you're with us here or not. And if you have a veteran in your life that you would like to honor, then that is a thing that you can do by reaching out to operationmotorsport.org. And we do ask for a very small $22 donation to add your veteran's name to our car. And what you get for that $22 donation is that you get to fund the change that a veteran needs in their life, the change that keeps them hanging on for the next day. And we do understand that times are tough, and asking for anything is hard for all of us to do. So I do love to point out that we are a small staffed organization, and 98% of our donations go directly back into funding the programs, into direct support of your veteran. We don't have any overhead for office buildings. We don't have high-paying executives. So if you are kind enough to gift us your hard-earned money, we want you to know that we are taking care of it, and we are being good stewards of your very generous donation. If you have any questions, anything you'd love to see, we'd love to answer it. You can reach out to us at operationmotorsport.org, and we'd love to see you on the track. We'd love to have you part of the team.